Well, good morning, YouTube. This is going to be my first ever live session with a team I uploaded yesterday as I'm recording this. So I already did a team preview on that, but now you can also see the EVs, etc. So I'm going to through this fairly fast because if you want to hear the full analysis, well, then you just have to watch yesterday's video. The first Pokemon is going to be the Count, which is my Dragalge, Leftovers Poison Touch, because it is not allowed to use adaptability yet. At least I don't think it's allowed to use adaptability. It's a Toxic Spikes Venoshock combination with a dual stab, being Dragon Pulse and Haze, just to get rid of setup sweepers. Max special defense, max HP, just to also be viable after setting up the Toxic Spikes. I wanted to use Beedrill for this at first, but then I realized there are a lot of poison types in this metagame, and you really have to lead off with Beedrill as a focus sash lead and then just get up one layer. If Toxic Spikes, perhaps you turn out or get up your second layer, but Beedrill would die in vain as soon as another poison type switches in and just eats up those Toxic Spikes. Second Pokemon is our setup sweeper, well, not really a setup sweeper, but our speed boost sweeper, Life Orb Torpedo, which is called Jabberjaw. 252 in attack, 252 in speed, adamant nature, Life Orb speed boost with protect, just to get that speed boost, so it speeds everything that has a higher base speed than it. It's still won't outspeed most Scarfers after protect, but the fortunate thing for Torpedo is that there aren't many viable Scarfers in the RU metagame just yet. The third one is going to be Coco. This is my favorite Pokemon in this team. It's a Silk Scarf Technician Ambipom with standard set with Fake Out, Knockoff, U-turn, and Return. Obviously it's going to be Jolly Nature with max attack. This thing is mainly to be annoying and to stall out Trick Room teams and to stall out Poison, etc, etc. So our second wall is Constructor, which is our right here, which is solid rock, obviously, because it takes receives 75% damage from super effective attacks. Can't really speak today. Stealth rocks and 3 attacks. Mega Horn is just for coverage. That really works out most in a lot of scenarios when you're predicting a switch, because most grass Pokemon completely wall right here, and then you just go for a Mega Horn. Ice Punch is more reliable because it has 100% accuracy, but it also does a lot less damage. Mega Horn has 120 base power, so super effective makes it 240 base power. Well, that's worth missing sometimes if you can deal a lot of damage to something. The fifth one is Niaji. It's my Xatu, especially defensive Xatu, just a support set with U-turn, Psychic, Roost, and Thunder Wave. This thing is mainly for magic bouncing, but most people predict Niaji and then it dies. So sometimes it's viable, most of the time it really isn't. But this thing is also used to slow a lot of things down, so my physical sweepers can go ham on the enemy team, actually. My last one is Sally, which is our Assault Vest Raikou with obvious pressure. T-Bolt, Full Switch, Aura Sphere, and Hidden Power Grass. I do feel like Hidden Power Grass is more useful in this metagame than Hidden Power Ice, but obviously I'm going to run into a couple of Gliscors now as we are going to do this like scenario. So now we are actually going to jump into a battle. As soon as Pokemon Showdown agrees with me, obviously. So I'm just going to pause this until I actually get into a battle. And there we go. So this guy is a really threatening team with the Kyurem, the Zoroark. I never predict Zoroark right because no one ever leads with it anymore. It used to be standard lead. But I am just going to lead off with Coco. It's probably the best thing for me to do right now. I just realized you cannot see my mouse, so now it should be there. See, you couldn't see my cursor. Well, what's really obvious is that I'm going to switch in, that I'm going to U-turn and then switch in Miyagi. So I actually want to predict that and go into my own constructor. Well, I go into constructor. As it goes for rock polish, this thing is offensive. Good thing I wall you, though, with constructor. Yeah, it does a decent 60%, and then I get a crit. A really fortunate crit right there. This guy's already salty. It's not really that smart to set up first turn with your Hyperior. Well, both my defensive Pokemon are weak to it, but I do predict him to want to set up a substitute, so I just want to go for Rock Blast right now. Hopefully get a couple hits with that. Yeah, as he does go for the substitute, that should do decent damage. Let's go. Okay, so the thing now is that we have to switch, and Sally is the only thing that can probably take an Ice Beam. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm just gonna go for an Aura Sphere. And I would just want to Volt Switch on the Cresselia because I don't really have anything for Cresselia except for Sharpedo. But it's never smart to switch in on this because they changed their one attack from Psyshock or Psychic to Moonblast in this generation, and I'm really not sending in Sharpedo on a Moonblast. What I can do though is switch in the count and just go for a layer of Toxic Spikes. As that is really not good. I just want to set up Toxic Spike. Soon as this is a Calm Mindset, I do carry Haze. So I'm not scared at all. As soon as Haze goes through Substitute, because I really don't know that, but I assume it does. And Haze. That's working out. I just want to go for a Calm Mind. Yeah, well, it was too risky to send in Sharpedo on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in Niaji. Really? Wish I had Whirlwind on this thing now. Now I can just U-turn and break this up. And switching Jabberjaw as he predicts that, yeah. So now I have absolutely nothing to take down this thing. I'm just gonna go for a Fake Out. Well, he might have just gone for Moonblast. Well, so this is a sub Moonblast to attack, so it doesn't have any recovery, so that's good. So then I can just freely go for a knockoff. Or I can just go for a U-turn. And then send in Yagi and U-turn again. Yeah, this thing is becoming a problem. I'm just gonna T-Wave you. So that's a lot better. Going to U-turn again. And then send in the count on an obvious Moonblast. Not like I'm going to be doing anything to this thing, so I'm just going to get up a second layer of Toxic Spikes to even get up more pressure on this enemy team. Well, that works. Dragon Pulse. It's not going to do anything, yeah. So now it's Coco's turn again. And just go for fake out. Slowly but surely we are getting this Cresselia down. Wait, what did U-turn do? 30%. So knockoff should kill. There we go. Let's go, Coco. Still at 100% HP. Not that it matters because it cannot take any single hit from that thing, for example. The only thing I have to counter this thing is Constructor, and this thing is probably just going for either a superpower. Does it learn close combat? I don't even know. Learn Embor close combat. Guess the server is a bit laggy. So I'm not really sure what I want to do now, or either go for Stealth Rocks or an Earthquake. I think I just want to go for Stealth Rocks. He switches into my low tick, yes. Because he has nothing to get rid of those rocks, and now Kyurem is basically dead. Just gonna switch in Assault Vest Sally. Still does a decent amount though. As obviously I should scroll this down. As soon as it lets me, there we go. Let's just go for T-Bolt. That is a nice 73%. Unfortunately, he does get the burn, but oh well, there are worse things in this world. Do I want to predict the switch? Well, he's not going to live an Aura Sphere from that range anyways. Not even sure what switch I am predicting. I just wanted to switch up moves. Nice try though, nice try. Almost fell for it. I was like, wait, Kyurem wasn't 20%, right? But this definitely is the Zoroark. So I have to let Sally go. And switch in Coco. And just go for a fake out. That's what this thing does. It fakes everything out. This thing might actually be Choice Scarf, because it has not revealed an item yet. You might go for Superpower now, then I should have switched into Niaji, but it's fine though. No, I'm just gonna go into Niaji. And kill it with a Psychic. Because that's what Niaji does. Almost fell for this shit again. Now I'm just gonna send in Coco, and I truly hope Coco can sweep from here. Fake out, completely taking it out. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely mental. And now we can just go for a return and GG this guy. So this was the first episode. I'm going to look for another one right now, and I'm going to go into this